everyone, Miss Stemmer here. Today our I can statement is I can solve multi-step algebraic expressions. So yesterday we talked about one step, now we're going to that multi-step. So make sure that you have these notes out and you're looking at them to help you. Just a review of them. First we do the distributive property. Then we combine like terms on both sides of the equal sign. So I combine like terms this way. I get the variable to one side. Then I get the number on the opposite side of the variable. Then I undo the division or multiplication, whichever it may be. Then we check our solution. We just put that number in. So, on page 301 in your math journal, model and solve the equation 4t plus 6 equals t plus 15. Okay, we are going to do the bar model method, and I'm going to show this in different ways today because do whatever way works best for you. So we have 4t and then 6 and then t and 15. Now I split up my t's. When it says there's 4 t's, that means we count 4 of them. And then we have 6 here. Now I have a t that's equal because we have 1 t, so they're equal. And then I'm going to make 6 equal here. If I take 15 minus 6, I get 9. 9 into 3 t's. If I split that up evenly, I am going to have exactly 3 in each box. So t is going to equal 3. Okay, that's one way to do it. In just a second, I'm going to show you the inverse operation, which is very similar to the pan balance method. So, solving multi-step equations. If you turn to page 302, we're going to do these 4 problems, and then you're going to go off on your own. Now, I'm going to show this one with the inverse operation. So, do I have the distributive property here? No. Combine like terms. I have no like terms on this side, no like terms on this side. Get the variable to one side. Well, I notice I have 2 variables here, so I'm going to subtract 8b. Because this really has a positive there, we just don't put that because it's a positive number. So those cancel out. Subtract 8b. 15 minus 8b gives us 7b equals 21. Then get the number on the opposite side. Well, these are not like terms, so we cannot do that. Undo multiplication or division. Well, this is 7 times b, or 7 times the number. For timesing, we're going to do the opposite and we're going to divide. So I divide both sides by 7. This becomes b. 21 divided by 7 gives me 3. So our solution is b equals 3. Now then I can go back and check this. So we have 8 times 3 plus 21 equals 15 times 3. 8 times 3 is 24 plus 21. That gives me 45. Then we have 15 times 3. So that gives us 15. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 more is 4. They're equal. So we know that this works. Okay? Now the next one here, 12c minus 5 equals 9c plus 22. Do we have the distributive property? Combine like terms on this side, combine them on this side. Already done. Get the variable on one side. Well, we have them on 2 sides, so either I could subtract 12c or I can subtract 9c. I'm going to do 9c to keep my numbers positive. So remember, there's really a positive here, we just don't show that, so we're going to subtract. Whatever I do to one side, I must do to the other. So that gives me 3c minus 5 equals 22. Then, we have to get the number on the opposite side of the variable. So our variable's on this side, we want to move it to this side. So if this is minus 5, to make that 0, we have to add 5. If we add 5 to one side, we have to do it to the other. Now it says undo multiplication or division. Well, this is 3 times c, so if we're multiplying, we do the opposite or the inverse operation. So we're going to divide by 3. C equals 27 divided by 3 is 9. So our solution is C equals 9. Now I can check it. I can do 12 times 9. So that gives us 18. 9 plus 1 more is 10. So we have 108 minus 5, which will be 103. 9 are, we're going to have 9 times 9 here, which is 81. 81 plus 22 gives us, we have 303. So they equal each other. That's what I love about these algebraic expressions. We can keep them equal. Now number 6 and 7 I want you to do on your own. Follow those steps, look back at what we did before, and then I'm going to go through them now to check, and then you go ahead and check to make sure you did them correctly. So distributive property, we don't have that. Combine like terms, okay? No like terms on this side, none on this side. Get the variable on one side. Well, I notice I have it on both sides. So I'm going to subtract 2/3 h because this is really a positive again. Whatever I do to one side, I must do to the other. Now, a lot of students ask right here, well, Miss Demmer, how do I do this? Well, that h is really 1, which is 3/3h, same thing. Okay, because it's really 1h. So I do that, and I did 3/3 because we could do 10/10. But then I have to get this denominator the same. So that gives me 1/3 h equals 2. Now I look, get the number on the opposite side, we already have that. We undo our multiplication or division. Well, this is 1/3 times h. So if we divide this by 1/3, so if I would divide this by 1/3, okay, that would really be the same thing as our keep, change, flip. Keep the first number, change, flip. We get 6, so h will equal 6. Now I put this into my equation, 2/3 times that by 6 plus 2 equals 6. Now let's check. 6/1, remember our cross multiplying? So is there a number that can go 2 and a 1? Well, nothing smaller. I'm going to write this down here so you can see it. 3 and 6, 3 can go, so this will be 1, and this will be 2. So 2 times 2 is 4 over 1, which really is 4. 4 plus 2 more gives me 6. 6 equals 6. So we get the same thing. Number 7, same thing. No distributive property. Combine like terms. Well, the terms are already combined here and already combined here because we have nothing else. Get the variable to one side. So I'm going to do minus 2.5d to keep my numbers positive. So that gives me 0.5d plus 7.1 equals 11.5. Then we have to get our number on the opposite side of the variable, so I'm going to subtract 7.1. 5 minus 1 is 4. Can't do that, so we borrow. 11 minus 7 is 4. Equals 0.5d. Now we multiply here, so we have to do the opposite. So that's divide. That gives us the divide by 0.5. So we have 4.4. This is great practice. And 0.5 here. I have a decimal here. I move it one place over, and then we raise it to our roof. 5 goes into 4. Can't do that. 5 goes into 44. 8 times. That gives me 40. I subtract. Add a 0 because we don't want a remainder. 5 goes into 40 exactly 8 times. No remainder. So we get x, our d equals 8 and 8/10. Now I'm running out of room here, but we would put that 8 and 8/10 in for this. So I'm going to do that on the side here. I'm going to erase some of this. So if you haven't got that work and need it, make sure that you pause to get that. So So looking at this, I'm going to put my 8 and 8/10 in for my D. So we have 3 times 8 and 8/10 plus 7 and 1/10 equals 2.5 times 8 and 8/10 plus 11.5. And mine got really scrunched there. So I do my 8 and 8/10 times 3, put it up against my wall. That gives me 24. 24 again plus 2 more is 26. Move it 1, 0, 1. We get 26 and 4/10 plus 7 and 1/10. That gives me 5. That gives me 13. That gives me 3. And we put our decimal right there. Now over here, I have 2.5 times 8 and 8/10. Put it up against my wall. 5 times 8 is 40. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 4 more is 20. Add a 0. 5 times 8 is 40. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 4 more is 20. Add that up. I move it once, that's 2 total, 1, 2. That gives us 22 plus 11.5. When we add and subtract, we line up our decimals. That gives me 33.5. So they are equal. I love that about algebraic expressions. All right, now I'm going to go over the home link. It's very similar to what we've been doing. Please use that diagram that I provided for you to help you until you get this process becomes a habit, and I promise it will. So please make sure that you do that. Just waiting for it to load. Go here, up here, you're just solving, say the strategy. So you could use inverse operation, you could use p-and balance, you could use the model method, where you have the diagram, the bar model method. Use trial and error. Okay, trial and error is going to take you a little bit longer. So list the numbers in order from least to greatest down here, okay? If you have any questions, please let me know. Have a great rest of your day.